Yeah, Gavin, I want to thank. So you've been helping part of this team for, gosh, we're getting ready to go into month 7. And I mean, I look back at the time where you were getting ready to graduate from William and Mary. You thought that you wanted to go into explore the entrepreneurial space. You already have a position lined up to start your career, if you will. Um, what's the biggest thing? What have you learned about entrepreneurship? What are your big takeaways that you've experienced over the past 7 months?
Man, it's a loaded question. I think, the first thing that comes to my
And you
mind,
can't say anything about me. I don't. This is not about me. This is about you.
I think when I, initially reached out to you, I had this view of like the startup world and entrepreneurship as these, super intelligent, otherworldly creatures who I was never going to be in that arena with them. And then you start to work with these businesses, and I talk to you and we talk to people, and you start to realize that, they're no real different than, the person next door, the carpenter, the math teacher, and your neighborhood. They just, kind of have that grit, and they take those risks and go after what they want. So,
Why do you
very
think
empowering.
that's a really interesting point, right? So you hear all that, like, we live in a cancel culture world. We live in a world where if someone does one thing wrong, they're the worst person in the world type of thing. Like, the human aspect is what I hear out of that, right? Is that, hey, we're all humans, right? We all make mistakes. We all live pretty similar lives, right? So is that just something that needs to be pushed out more? That, hey, like, I had no idea. I thought that I'm basically, this is what I think I'm hearing you say is, like, I kind of put them on a pedestal before, and then I realized we're actually a lot more the same. And so is that just something that more people need to hear in the world? Or what would you do to fix that so that more people realized, hey, like, the guy who owns this business down the street is actually pretty close to being the same as me?
Yeah, I mean, I think just getting those people in front of, motivated, intelligent young people. I think the content we see every day is the Shark Tanks and Elon Musk's and the Bill Gateses, and you start to think like, oh, I'm not Mark Zuckerberg, but that's all you see. And so if we just had those people coming in, university classrooms, high schools, talking to those classes, I think it would break down that stereotype.
And y'all are super lucky that you got to live this world, because when Tim and I grew up, and Tim's a little older than me, not by much, things weren't pushing like entrepreneurship, things weren't pushing entrepreneurship for me. Right. And now it's like it's not even just a buzzword. We asked someone recently, I thought, why do you think entrepreneurship is still doing it? And it's like, it's just the norm now. And I guess that's because of the internet, things like a Shark Tank. It's very interesting to just think about that, how this was not a lane that we could have taken before, or were shown to take before. It was always go work for the Booz Allen Hamiltons of the world, work there for 400 years, and then retire. And now it's like, hey, like that's an okay career. That career is fine, right? But that's not the only thing that you can do, and you can do other things, and you can have a differently meaningful life if you want.
As someone who's been directly involved within the startup community for almost a decade, I want to talk to you about a serious pain point: spending a ton of time trying to understand the business landscape in the 757. That's time that should be focused on growing the business. At Startwheel, we're here to help you by compiling all of the news you need to know about in one place. Now there's no need to search multiple websites. Just head to startwheel.org and see for yourself. That's startwheel.org.